This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA-Holes!
Mixed Martial A-Holes! MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial A-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, UFC London Fight Week. Conor McGregor in trouble again with the law. Let's talk about it on the MMA-Holes Hour with the MMA-Holes. Wonderful, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes.
I've got fucking 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi, Mystic Moss.
We were originally going to do the show on a slow news night about Dillon Danis, trash talk, with Ben Askren.
Yeah.
And I cringed putting together that thumbnail.
I didn't. I thought it was fantastic.
I was like, I can't believe that there's really nothing else to talk about. I mean, we can talk about UFC London Fight Week. We can talk about the fights that happened this weekend.
Right.
But what's the story? Dillon Danis versus Ben Askren. I take a nap because I'm an old man. I wake up from my nap. And then I see this. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell is this? No. Now, what we're showing here is a mugshot of Conor McGregor. Busted in Miami. We have the full story about this. But synopsis, Jesse, before we get into that story.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you want me to give a synopsis on.
Of the situation with Conor.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yes. Jesse's here.
I'm sorry.
Jesse, put on your tinfoil hat immediately.
Okay.
All right, good. Talk about Conor McGregor.
Yeah, so Conor basically got arrested for felony robbery.
Yeah.
He was walking out of PIA or whatever it's called, some club, I guess, that closes at 5 a.m. Him and his girlfriend were walking out at 5 a.m. along with another person who ended up being a fan, also walked out of the same club around the same time, and he pulled out his cell phone to take a picture of Conor. Conor then inevitably, according to the article that we have it from, which is TMZ, Conor slapped the phone out of his hand and stomped on it.
Stomped on it? We got real. I mean, weak Irish with a donation.
McTapper will never belt again in the UFC if he doesn't go back T0 145. A guy like Colby Covington would run him over like an 18-wheel truck.
I would hope so. Thank you for the donation. I mean,
It's not over. The championship era for McGregor is over.
The championship era of McGregor is over. Too much coke, proper 12, and sex out of wedlock.
There you go. All right,
He's done.
Thank you, the MMA Whore and Weak Irish, for the donation. The MMA Whore is drunk as well. So the MMA Whore, JBH, all the women on the show tonight are completely in the clouds.
No. I was here. I was good. I was ready to go. In fact, I was really motivated today for the show, and I'm here. But for some reason, like, I think I looked up for just like a brief second, and then like I just lost what you were asking me. So, anyways, Conor got arrested for felony robbery, $1,000 phone, according to the fan. And Conor is now on a $12,500 bail or bond or whatever you call it.
That's how it's gonna cost to get him out.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's out. But yeah, Conor McGregor, this is his mugshot over here. The last day in Florida, he's hanging out with the family, his mom's birthday, hits the club, 5 in the morning. Nothing good can happen at 5 in the morning. And as he's leaving, he smashes someone's phone.
Yeah.
Right? He stomps someone's phone. All right. So right off the bat, here's my thought process. Now, there is a video of this, which I'm dying to see this fucking video.
Wait, before your thought process, I want to point out one other really important fact.
Yeah.
He was on probation for his previous issues that was going on. He had to do community service in a church and stuff like that. And I had also read that had this happened while he was still on probation, lucky for him, he actually just finished probation. But had this happened while he was on probation, he could have risked serious jail time and possibly deportation.
Ooh.
So he was just a couple days lucky of having that be the issue.
Yeah, it's like he timed it, right?
Yeah.
It's like he was just like, okay, wait. Okay, let's get into trouble again.
Yeah.
All right, so a couple of things here. This is how I picture this, right? And everyone knows I'm an anti-Conor man. I should have worn my Conor shirt today to really piss everyone off. And we did a poll. Go over to the community section and vote on this poll. I want to get your thoughts, and we'll show the percentages. But here are my thoughts, right? So he's leaving. They say with his family. So I'm assuming the baby's not there, right, Jesse?
No, I think, yeah.
Is the baby drinking with him too?
No, the baby is with him.
What?
Yeah, the article.
Yeah, this is a club.
No, I don't think he was with him at the club, but the article said that he was in Florida with...
Yeah. I'm talking about the fucking night of when it happened.
No, I think it was just...
Okay, so the baby's not there doing coke. That was the joke. Thank you. All right. Yeah, the baby's not doing coke and alcohol and drinking with Conor at 5 in the morning, right? Conor's stumbling out of the place like, with his proper 12 or whatever the fuck he's drinking, right? And he sees a fan out there. Something happens, right? So here are my thoughts. Okay, and this is how I perceive how this went down. Now, the whole situation, no matter how it did go down, it really doesn't fucking matter. He's out. He's probably gonna pay this guy a nice chunk of change, and we're all done. But this is how I see it. Conor is stumbling out of the bar or the club with his family. He's like, mom, you old fuck yeah, and he's just like stumbling all over the place. And some guy comes out with his cell phone, right, and starts videotaping him. But I'm thinking that he had to have said something. I can't see this, and I could be wrong. I can't see a guy just picking up a cell phone, recording him, and Conor just taking the phone out and smashing it. I have a feeling that the guy probably pulled out the phone and was like, nice titties on your girl, like just like fucking with him or some shit like that. Or hey, I loved it when Khabib smashed you, smile for the camera. Like, I could see a wise-ass remark, drunk Conor, like, fuck you, I'm going to smash this phone. That's what I'm thinking. Because why would he...
what I'm thinking.
Well, what would he get out of just going over there? No matter how drunk you are, you need a reason, right? Maybe you looked at him wrong. I don't fucking know. But there has to be some sort of reason. You don't just grab a guy's phone and smash it on the floor, right?
Celebrities would. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he got a typical case of that celebrity syndrome, because celebrities get to a point where they find, they don't always want a camera in their face. They just want to do whatever they want to do. Here's what I'm thinking. Conor McGregor is known for his drinking. Known for it. It's kind of a problem. Known for use of cocaine, according to some other fighters who know him. And
Tom Egan, who was on the show.
Tom Egan, yes. Avid partying to a point where he is completely reckless behavior, getting in trouble with the law.
All of them, he had reasons though.
No, not all of them.
I mean, they're not justifiable, but he had reasons. What did he do that he didn't have a reason to do? Now, I'm not saying it's right.
How about a potential case of sexual assault in his home country?
Wait, hold on a second. Whoa.
I mean, you can laugh all you want, but
he wasn't convicted of that. What are you talking about?
We don't, because it's still ongoing. We're not going to know anything.
All right, hold on a second. That is apples and oranges, and I noticed a lot of people throwing it out there.
Well, first of all, you didn't even.
What has he done? What has he been arrested for?
My theory.
Yeah, but what has he
Allow me to finish real quick.
All right,
here's my theory.
Sexual assault. Go ahead.
Did I do this to you when you were giving your?
No, go ahead.
Case?
Finish it.
Yeah. Put it back on regular.
Wait, yeah, that's you. Talk.
No, regular screen, sir.
Okay, regular screen.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Anyways. People who use alcohol and drugs and don't do that ever again, and have reckless behavior like that, they tend to behave recklessly. It's in their nature. So if he sees a camera in his face, and he just happens to have a moment of being triggered, he probably slammed the phone out of his hand and had some temper tantrum.
So you're basing this off of an assumption?
So are you.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I am basing this off of the past.
Did you see the footage?
So what I'm saying is this. No, and that's what I'm saying. When we see the footage, we'll know. So we can't condemn him here. You're just saying he's wrong.
And we can't not condemn him.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is innocent until proven guilty. The hand truck thing was completely ridiculous. But he had a motive, right? He had a motive.
What was his motive?
His motive was to kill Khabib. That was his motive. I'm not saying he was right, but he had a motive. So his motive
if you think
in this
about
situation,
everybody has a motive for doing
it's like
something.
when a guy beats a woman, right? It's not right.
But in the guy's head, he has a motive.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is this, though. There is no innocent until proven guilty. We don't know. All we know is he grabbed the guy's phone, smashed on the floor. There has to be a reason, right? I mean, for him to just go over there and risk everything by just assaulting a guy and fucking smashing his phone on the floor, there has to be a reason. There has to.
Stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
Mystic Irish ass licking.
Most trying to rationalize the thought process of an alcoholic cokehead. This is why Conor will never face a real American champion like Colby Covington. When he smashes Usman, the snowflakes will melt. Build that wall. Wetbacks need to go.
All right. Well, I don't know how the Mexicans got involved in this, but thank you, Mystic Irish ass licking. Appreciate the donation. Well, all right. To back up my point over here, I did a little bit of a poll. Okay. Dropped it on the MMA Holes. Go check this out. And this is interesting, right? I thought this would be a lot closer, to be honest, because a lot of people can't stand Conor, and I get it. I understand. The bus incident with the dolly, the hand truck, was a terrorist attack. I've said this over and over again. I've actually done streams completely by myself bashing Conor, okay? I've done this. Because I have a picture over here, and because we've had intimate sex, does not mean that I'm just going to favor Conor all the time. Right, Conor? Yes, sir. But look at the poll. Conor McGregor is arrested once again. Does his actions outside of the cage change how you feel about watching him compete in the cage?
Super chat.
Harvey Weinstein coming in.
Don't break phones. Give dreams and private auditions.
Some advice from Harvey. Thank you, Harvey. Appreciate it. And 73% say no, it doesn't change anything. They're still going to feel the same way about Conor. So whether you like Conor or hate Conor, it really doesn't matter what he does outside of the cage. Kind of goes with the whole John Jones thing, right? John Jones, the difference with John Jones is he's linked to cheating, right? And that's a problem. That's a big problem because that kind of trickles into the cage. What Conor does outside of the cage is completely wrong, and if he gets arrested, that does trickle into him fighting. So I get the argument there, but he's not cheating in the sport. It's completely different. So now we just break it down to this situation alone. He had the incident where he jumped over the cage and he attacked Mark Goddard and this and that. That was fucking lunacy. But what was his motive? His motive was he was defending his buddy, right? He was defending his buddy in there, and he believed that Goddard did the wrong thing. Conor was completely wrong. The bus attack, Conor was completely wrong. But he had a motive for each thing. Conor smashing the phone, completely wrong. I guarantee there's a little piece of that story that's missing, and everything is going to be debunked. I mean, if I'm walking out of the club, and I'm going to take someone's phone and smash it on the floor, they either insulted my mother, my girl, myself. It's going down. And I'm drunk. You got the beer muscles going. I've done it before. You know, at 5 o'clock in the morning, nothing goes right. I can't see him just going over to a stranger. Hey, don't video me and just smashing it on the floor. I could be wrong, but that's where my mind is at.
Did you ever think that maybe that reckless behavior was occurring before the phone ever came out? And Conor was perhaps concerned with what this fan would have captured on his phone, so he retaliated?
It's possible. I'm not saying that's impossible. That is possible. But this is where I'm at. This is the evidence I have. So this is what I think. Now the question is, what does the chat say?
Cameron Machado says, Thriller, Mark Jackson, R. Kelly versus Conor, Sean Hart. If Conor snitches on his coke dealer, I'm done with him.
What?
Staley02 says, I know for a fact it was a dumb bitch. T-Roy Footlong, Dorito Muscles, Murky Murk Facts. Raw Luna McGregor just gave the UFC a black eye. Beat it, says Cameron. I'm Crushing Your Head says, but Conor's alleged victim is named Jussie Smollett, so let's all relax.
Aha, now it makes sense.
Young Gent says, not enough info. Eddie D, JBH speaking the facts on McGregor. Brian Redman says, McGregor was charged with strong-armed robbery and criminal mischief. Two Joint says, Michael Jackson was walking down the street, pulled down his Billie Jeans, pulled out. I missed the rest.
That was my Michael. Try to give me your best, Michael.
No, I want to hear yours again.
Nah, that's it. I only get one per show. All right, what else do we have in the chat? The chat's on fire. Almost 200 people in here. Vlad jumping in with the donation.
Stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
In Conor's head, how can I draw some attention to myself to make my next fight bigger? I know. I'll grab this guy's phone, smash it, and get off with minor charges that he'll pay small money to get out of. Publicity move, in my opinion.
Not impossible.
Okay.
Not impossible.
So Vlad coming in, thank you for the donation, right? That is a whole other approach. We've seen this before, you know, and some people say the whole incident with the hand truck was
a publicity stunt.
A whole publicity stunt.
But some were speculating that the one with the hand truck was not only in Conor McGregor's hands for the publicity stunt, but with the UFC, because the UFC wanted to use it for promotional value.
Well,
but I would say if this indeed was a stunt, it was all on Conor's hands.
It's very possible. Conor could have got the text at 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay, the guy's out there with the iPhone. Now, hopefully it was an iPhone. Because if it's an iPhone, it deserves a smash.
Well, the fan said
the Android, no. It would never have broken.
Yeah, the fan whose phone it belonged to said that it was it had the value of $1,000.
Well, that is fair. Most of these phones now are $800 to $1,000. It's insane how much a smartphone is. So that makes sense. But let's see in the chat. Do you think it's a stunt? Yes or no? Let us know in the chat.
Dyer DW says Conor's a stunt man. Agreed, says Tyler. Connor at Staleo2. Yes, we do. 2 joins. Colby Johnson. Is this for real? Just tuned in. What's happening? Okay, Colby Johnson.
Let's get to the story.
Straight.
Let's do it, Jesse. Get to the story.
All right.
Let's do it.
According to TMZ and other articles, but for us, TMZ, Conor McGregor has been arrested for felony robbery for smashing and stealing a fan's phone.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Unbelievable.
God.
This is unbelievable, Connor.
At 5:16 p.m.
Sorry, wrong song. Jesse, I played the wrong song.
Yeah, it threw me off a little.
I need fucking. All right, here we go. Here we go. That's right, Jesse. Break the news. With JBH. That's right. MMAHOLE.com. That's the story.
All right, according to TMZ Sports at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Conor's attorneys just released a statement on the arrest saying, quote, last evening Conor McGregor was involved in a minor altercation over his cell phone that resulted in a call to law enforcement. Mr. McGregor appreciates the response of law enforcement and pledges his full cooperation. Conor McGregor has been arrested again, this time for allegedly smashing the phone of a fan outside of the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami Beach. According to the police report obtained by TMZ Sports, at around 5 a.m. Monday, the owner of the phone was walking out of the hotel at the same time as Conor, and as the fan attempted to take a photo, Conor slapped the victim's phone out of his hand, causing it to fall to the ground. McGregor then allegedly stomped on the phone several times, damaging it. According to cops, McGregor then picked up the phone and walked away with it. It appears the incident was captured on surveillance video. He's been booked for robbery, strong arm, and criminal mischief over $1,000. He is currently being held at a $12,500 bail. It's unclear why Conor was outside the hotel at 5 a.m., but it seems he and the fan were leaving the LIV nightclub, which is inside the hotel. LIV closes at 5 a.m. It appears Conor went back to the Miami home where he was staying. The alleged victim subsequently filed a police report. Cops went to Conor's home and arrested him just before 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He's been in South Florida over the last few days with his girlfriend Dee Devlin and their son Conor Jr., along with other family members. Conor and his family were in Miami to celebrate his mother's birthday. He had rented the Versace mansion for the blowout.
Wow, Jesse. Unbelievable stuff here. Conor McGregor in trouble. Oh, my God.
Wonderful.
All right. So there you go. There is the story. That's according to TMZ. A link to it on the MMAHoles.com. So we spoke about this in the beginning. Yep. I have my thoughts on this whole situation. Honestly, it really means nothing. I don't think this is going to prolong Conor getting into the cage. Some say it is a setup. Every time Conor's involved with something, they always say it's a setup, right?
I mean, you could really say that about any fighter, though.
Yeah, well, Conor is different. Conor is calculated, so I understand. I am not buying that. I think that he was drunk. Someone was mouthing off, and he threw the phone on the floor. That's what I think. It is weird, though, how right when he passes that time period where he can't do anything or he'll get deported, right? It's up. It's all, and he just miraculously gets into trouble again. The timing of it would make you scratch your head. You know?
Well, here's what I think. And I mean, we've seen it lots of times before, and I'm sure you've even done it as a kid. I'm sure you've gotten yourself into some serious trouble, maybe with your parents or something like that. Maybe you get grounded for 2 weeks, and for those 2 weeks, you try and act the best you possibly can. You know, and then once those 2 weeks are over, you start acting up again. You're just being yourself. You're just being a nuthead. So I think that's what happened with Conor. I think for his probation, for him it was considered like being grounded by his parents, only this time he was being grounded by law enforcement. So he, you know, he behaved himself. He did his community service. He did what he had to do to keep the, you know, the law's eyes off of him. And then once that probation was up, he kind of felt that freedom again to kind of be himself. And even if that means having reckless behavior, then that's what he's going to do.
There we go. So Conor McGregor in the news. Let us know in the chat what you think about this. 214 watching. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, this broke a couple of hours ago, and I was like, it's funny when you see a mugshot of Conor, you're just not surprised anymore. You know, it's like, oh, there's another nice little picture of Conor over there. Here we go again. What's the story this time? The whole rape thing was thrown into the mix, but that fizzled really quick. Really bizarre how that went down. Well, and we don't even know who the hell that was. Yeah, that's bizarre.
According to the law over there, is they can't release names or speculation or anything like that until after the case has already been.
It's bizarre. So is the case going on? I'm curious.
So I'm assuming it's still an active case.
I'm curious. I'm curious who the hell that was. I mean, once that's out of the way, you know, you can move on to this other situation and see what's up. I honestly don't think he was involved in that. I think it would have leaked quick. Well, if Conor was involved in that, forget it. And I think
you have to remember, if that country allowed for them to leak names, then yes, it would have leaked quick. But how can you know they haven't leaked names?
This is Conor McGregor. This is not fucking Artem Lobov here. Artem's the greatest of all time. It's Conor.
So how do you suppose
if it was him?
If that's the case, how do you suppose that his name just gets out there?
It gets out. Conor,
but it did get out in a way.
Is the exception to all the rules when it comes to shit like this. People want, just like us. As soon as we found out he was in trouble, we slapped his face on our thumbnail. I mean, the guy, he is money. He is money in the bank to the media. It would be out. So that whole rape shit, I think that's fake news over there. This situation, this is real. I don't know if it's staged or not. I think it's ridiculous, but it does get us talking about him once again. It gets his name in the news. The Cowboy Cerrone fight is squashed. What is next for Conor? Is it Nate Diaz? Nate Diaz is supposedly paired up with Cowboy, but Nate doesn't want to cut weight anymore. He wants to fight at 185 now in the rematch with Cowboy. So where does this leave Conor McGregor? Does he fight Al Iaquinta? I mean, I would like to see that. That'd be fantastic for us, but I don't know if that makes sense for Conor. Does he fight Tony Ferguson? Ferguson says now he's going up to 170. Max Holloway is fighting Poirier for the belt, the interim title. Khabib is waiting. What is next for this guy? Let's keep him in the news. That's what's got to be going on. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Christopher Shea, maybe it is something that they are just trying to keep him out there. It's completely bizarre, but let's see what the chat says.
Jay Jordan's a stupid fucking choice for Nate. That's not true, Chris. He's a rich fookhead. USA don't want a fookhead, says Noah Brink. Yusuf says MMA-Holes ruined Conor's career.
The babies. Ever since he had babies, all downhill from there, right? Just like 20 likes.
20 likes.
Oh, we got 64.
20 likes. 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes. 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes. 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
We got 226 watching, 64 thumbs up. Thank you. You're wonderful. And 6 people dying of leprosy tonight. Rest in peace. All right, get back to this chat, Jess.
Easy E says, mo money, mo problems. Sean Hart says, BRB. Dana not talking about Connie, the raper McRapist, since rape charge and his coach left him, says Tracy Weber. The 420 Life says, the law in Ireland is that any criminal charged with a crime, their name cannot be released until the court case is over. Yeah, exactly. So there would be no way that we would know. And it kind of did, if you think about it, it kind of did already get out, but without any solidified fact.
That's what I'm saying. It got out already. So if it was Conor,
how could you think that that's fake?
Because honestly, if it was Conor, the world would know.
Nobody would know until the case was over.
Man, this is where I agree to disagree. But I strongly disagree on this. I don't see it. I think Conor, anything he touches is all over the place, no matter what. This guy could walk into a candy store and swipe a piece of gum, and it'd be all over the place.
All right, let me just put this into perspective for you though, because you're saying it would be all over the place if it was actually Conor.
Yeah, I think you're beating a horse that's not even existent.
I think it is very existent. Let's say that it was Conor. In fairness, it was kind of all over the place and it was a big deal. The reason it fizzled so much is because we're not going to know until that case is over, which means that case is still active.
So so you're telling me, and this is all right. So you're saying now him running around with his family and spending all this time, it's all a cover up.
I mean,
right?
Wouldn't you think so?
No, that's why I'm asking you. I don't. Honestly, I don't.
I don't know if it's a cover. I think that Devlin and Conor, I have no idea what's going on in their personal life, and I'm not going to make assumptions. All I'm saying is it is quite possible that it could be him.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to say it's quite possible that it could be him. I'm saying it's not him, though. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it is him.
So how can you say
I
it's
feel
not
it would
him
be
and
out.
then say it's easy to say it's possible it's him?
No, I think it would be out in the open. That's what I'm saying. You could say whatever you want. I completely disagree. That's just how this is going to go.
Okay.
But in this situation with the phone, which is relevant, and we have some sort of facts, and there's video of this, this is something that we can talk about. To debate that other situation, there is nothing to debate. There is nothing there. There's no evidence. So it's just insane to even debate that topic. What I'm saying is, in this situation, the whole cell phone situation, the Dolly situation, and a lot of other bullshit, right? That you can talk about. There's footage of it. We know what's up. Once the video comes out with this, then we'll definitely know what the story is. Regardless of the case, even if he was completely wrong, and if he was drunk, and he just literally just grabbed the guy's phone, threw it on the floor for no reason, if that is even the case, who even gives a fuck? Where's he going to get? A slap on the wrist? A couple of bucks out of the pocket? He's going to be back out there again, fighting again. Does anyone in the chat think that Conor should never fight again? Now, that's what I want to know. What do you think? Because, I mean, you've thrown John Jones under the bus. You don't want to see him fight anymore, right? You're done with John Jones. Now, this is Conor McGregor. He's constantly in the news. You think he's probably raped that girl. That's what you think. You saw the whole hand truck situation. You saw him jump in the cage with Mark Goddard. Now he's smashing a phone on the floor. Do you think Conor should never fight again? I mean, on your rules with John Jones, if you apply it to Conor...
Not even close to relevant.
Okay, so rape is not even close to relevant?
Not even close to relevant, because I said the only reason I was done with John Jones was because he was cheating.
John Jones never raped somebody.
I'm not talking about what John Jones is doing criminally outside. I'm saying what affects his performance inside the cage.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Conor do anything that affects his performance inside the cage.
Well, okay.
I've never seen him do steroids.
So this is interesting. There are a lot of guys that have done steroids and you root for. So why are you just killing John?
Because, are you kidding me? Is that a genuine question?
I'm playing devil's advocate here. That's what I'm doing. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I don't know if that's a genuine question, because John Jones has been repeatedly caught and repeatedly found a way to dig himself out.
What about Anderson Silva?
I've never rooted for Anderson Silva.
Okay, so you think he shouldn't fight either?
I never said anything about Anderson. I've never rooted for the guy.
Okay.
So if I were to root for Anderson Silva, then I would. Then you would have a case.
You said this on the show. You said that John Jones shouldn't fight in the UFC because of what he's done outside of the cage as well as inside.
No.
You said that.
No.
It's the truth.
No. Well, it's not. What do you? I don't understand what you're trying to do.
No, what I'm saying is it's kind of contradictory.
It's not.
I don't know. Rudolph Hess.
Mose and JBH. Why did black people celebrate O.J. Simpson's not guilty verdict? Books were written on this well-documented fact.
There we go. That's Rudolph Hess. Thank you, Rudolph Hess, for the donation. All right, let's see what the chat thinks. Should Conor ever fight again? Let me know in the chat.
Ray Lop says, must be that time of the month. For who? Michael Anzalone says, flat earth. Eric Melton says, she said she was done talking about his cheating ass. All right. James Eagle says, I hope he rapes Dillashaw.
Oh, super chat.
Murky Merc.
John Bones the GOAT.
The GOAT. So there we go. Murky Merc is saying that Johnny Bones is the GOAT.
Wonderful.
Dyer DW says he should never fight again. He is a bad human being. Kevin Costas says it's not at all, Moss. She's saying he cheated in the sport.
Well, you're saying that now, but I'm saying it's contradicting what you said in the past.
I said I didn't approve of what he's done in the past.
Yeah, outside the cage.
I am disappointed in what he's done in the past, just like I'm disappointed in what Conor's done in the past. But I'm saying what affects his performance inside the cage, such as taking performance-enhancing drugs, is a completely irrelevant situation.
Okay, but
not once has Conor ever done that.
You're saying you're saying tonight that Conor raped that girl. That's what you're telling me.
No, I'm saying it is very believable from my perspective.
Okay.
Of that situation. I'm not saying he did or did not, because the case is not over.
All right, but you believe that happened.
I'm saying it's a very believable situation.
Okay, so answer this question.
What?
You say it's a very believable situation that he raped that girl, right? So in that case, you still believe he should fight?
What? I've never said anything about him being inside the cage.
No, I'm saying, do you believe Conor McGregor should still fight?
I honestly think Conor needs to get his shit together.
So the answer is no then?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. All right, here we go. We got another subscriber, Peter Moran. Thank you for subscribing. You're wonderful. And we have a lot to talk about here. It seems like it's a fiery topic. Conor McGregor, he slaps a phone out of a guy's hand at 5 a.m. in the morning in Miami. It was the last day that they were there. He gets arrested. He's fine or whatever the hell the situation is. There is a video of this. We don't have the video, but once we get our hands on this, I really want to break this video down. So make sure you subscribe, and probably on the Wednesday show, I'm assuming this video will be out there, so I'm dying to see this. We did a poll on the community section over here, and let's refresh this shite. The question to the peeps, 270 people have voted, and get your votes in on the community section. Conor McGregor is arrested once again. Does his actions outside of the cage change how you feel about watching him compete in the cage?
Colby Williams says the rape case is done.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's fake news, man.
Okay, I'm not talking about what your opinion is. I'm saying the rape case is actually done.
Harvey Weinstein.
Bring back the Zuffa era where they used to blackmail fighters into taking flights. Mafia style. WMG era is a bunch of cuck pussies that get owned by their top guys. Lorenzo would have made Conor fight by next month already.
There you go. And you know what? It's a good point by Harvey Weinstein. It is a complete shit show right now. For this show, for this channel, it's fantastic for our views. It really is. And honestly, for the UFC's pockets, all of this shit is fantastic. All of this shit is money in their pockets. Everything that happens outside of the cage, these circus fights, they are just raking in the money. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about the fans. They don't give a fuck about the fighters with the rankings. It's all about making money now. It sucks, man. It sucks if you're a pure MMA fan from the Fatita days, and then you watch it now, it's completely different. And you got a lot of these more casual fans coming in here. It's getting more pay-per-view buys, and that's all what it's about now. It's completely about money. So that's just the world we live in with the UFC.
Colby Williams says the rape case is done because she was having sex with multiple men during the time of the claim.
Mm-hmm. So is there a person that's linked to this? Who's there? Actually, we should look that up. Yeah.
I didn't know it was done.
I'm telling you right now, even from the very beginning, I didn't buy it. I'm telling if Conor was involved, in my opinion, I feel it would have been all Conor. In any situation, we've heard Luke say it, we've heard Ariel say it. When Conor is sprayed onto something, everyone jumps aboard. It's money for everyone. It's money for the media. It's money for the UFC. Everyone's getting paid when Conor's around. So it is what it is. All right, so we have a bunch of stories on the MMAHoles.com. This show is only an hour tonight. Let's roll through some stories. If you want to save the show, with 5 minutes left in the show, you can drop a donation. That amount, we go that much longer. So if you drop a $20 donation within this 5 minutes, we go on 20 more minutes. Love to keep this party going over here because it's a hot topic tonight. But Jesse,
yeah,
let's
her
get...
tits were too small for Conor anyways.
That's a true statement, right? I think so. Anyway, let's get to the news, JBH.
All right.
Hot topics tonight on the MMA Holes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, according to BJPenn.com, Derek Lewis has entered the UFC Wichita fight this past weekend with a serious injury. Last Saturday night in the main event of the exciting UFC Wichita card, former UFC heavyweight title challenger Derek Lewis returned to the cage for a high-stakes collision with Junior Dos Santos. Regrettably for Lewis and his ever-growing fan base, this bout did not go the way he planned. Though he was able to land one of his patented nukes on Dos Santos in round one, the Brazilian survived and ultimately sealed the deal with a strafing of his own in the second round. According to Helen Yee, however, Derek Lewis was not at 100% in this fight, nowhere near. The Black Beast reportedly entered the fight with a litany of knee problems. This is why his coaching staff was so adamant he finished the fight in round two. They apparently suspected his knees simply wouldn't hold up any longer. In a follow-up tweet, Yee added that Lewis's team did not intend to make excuses for the loss, but instead merely shed light on his condition. Please note, quote, "They are not making excuses at all, just informing me what happened." Whatever the case, this information is bound to be received in two starkly different ways by the MMA community. Some will see it as a reason to praise Derek Lewis for his toughness, and others, despite Yee's best efforts, will see it as excuse-making.
Thank you, Derek Lewis. I lost money. Thank you for going in there with that bad knee, you son of a bitch. You know, we placed some money on a website, a fantastic website, and... Wait, what is this, Jesse? What the hell is this? I placed a bet on BetDSI, which I have won a lot of money with. And why is this music playing, Jess?
BetDSI. Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMAHOLE and earn up to 100% bonus match. That's more than double your money to start winning today. BetDSI is top rated on betting review sites. BetDSI has a very user-friendly interface and mobile site, as well as the fastest payouts in the industry. It also offers betting options for everything, including NFL, NCAA Football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and all other major sports, politics, reality TV, esports, virtually everything. Try live betting at BetDSI, where you can bet on games through the entire matchup, every play, and every minute until the end. New members get 100% bonus match using promo code MMAHOLE. That's more than double your money. We play there ourselves and recommend BetDSI if you want to add some excitement to the fights or any other sports you're watching. Once again, go to BetDSI with the link in the description below using promo code MMAHOLE and get this limited time 100% bonus offer to make some extra cash on the sports you know and love. It's only a game until you bet it at BetDSI.
Yeah, BetDSI, promo code MMAHOLE, link in the description.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
All right, this is Black Excuses.
Wah, cry baby Lewis. I wonder what Snoozman's excuses will be after Colby beat his ass. Still trying to figure out why blacks celebrated OJ's not guilty verdict. Thoughts, Mose, or anyone?
What the fuck?
There you go. By the way, a funny thing with O.J. Simpson. I know we're getting sidetracked. But Sacha Baron Cohen has that newer TV show that he does, like the Ali G show. He redid it. He has a skit with O.J. Simpson. I forgot what channel this is on. It is one of the funniest things I've ever seen, where he just starts asking, he's interviewing O.J. about his situation and then congratulating O.J. for the murder. It's fucking hilarious. Let me know in the chat with the ones if you saw this skit. Really funny shit. By the way, BetDSI over here. We have some bets this weekend. Well, one of the bets is Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson now is a plus 130. It was a little bit different before, but it changes here and then. He's still the underdog over against Leon Edwards. Very tough fight, but we're going with Gunnar.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
This is Johnny Cock Ring.
If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. OJ was clearly not guilty. Just for good measure. In your face, white people. Ha 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 ha.
Thank you, Johnny Cockring. Now, if you are new to this is the cringiest MMA show on YouTube. We go off the rails, and there you go. That's if you want to interrupt the show, link in the description, and the super chat is open as well. So Gunnar Nelson, I'm like, okay, interesting stuff. By the way, Dominic Reyes, I keep on forgetting the card this weekend is pretty fiery. UFC London is wonderful.
Wonderful.
Darren Till versus Masvidal on top of the card. The co-main event, Leon Edwards versus Gunnar Nelson. Love this fight. Ozdemir versus Dominic Reyes. This kid, Dominic Reyes, who, Jose, if you're in the chat, congratulations, because your boy is just moving up the rankings, is an absolute fire fight. 1, 2, 3, right off the bat. Just looking at this card is magnificent. So go check this out on theUFC.com. We'll be live streaming this event on our channel, the MMA Holes, this Saturday. Nice early stream. All right, so yeah, Gunnar Nelson, the co-main event, we're like, okay, we're going to bet the under right there. After his last performance, we're just going to go for it. It's not a layup. It's a tough one against Leon Edwards. We go over to Instagram, and this is what Gunnar Nelson posts on Instagram. Now, I can't really play the music because of reasons, but we could play the dancing, and let me know if you think we should change our bets. Okay, Jesse, I can't really play the music, but there's Gunnar Nelson. It looks like he's training for the fight. Very manly. I wish I could play the music. Unfortunately, the music is copyright stuff, but there is Gunnar. Look at him go, Jesse. Is this hot or is it me? Look at him. Look at Gunnar. What do you think about this video, Jesse, as you watch it?
So hot.
It's so attractive, right? So this is Gunnar Nelson's video on Instagram. We reposted this thing. He says, what does he say? Cruising into fight week. So there he is. Gunnar Nelson cruising into fight week. Let me know, do you think Gunnar Nelson is going to get the win over Leon Edwards? Yes or no?
Two says disgusting display of gyrating spandex hips. Stalio 2, wow, there is gay agent, or where is gay agent for this? Brian Redband says Gunnar's the new Richard Simmons. Sean Hart says faggot. Born Mush says Gunnar's ween looks small. Eric Melton, no. Harvey Weinstein, no. Automatic Flow, Jesse is the best. Hope you have the best life ever. I mean this. You as well, Automatic Flow. Thank you. Kajir Ryu says no gay. Boss Kogar says JBH be like. Young Gent says needs more touch butt. Joke Savage, Gunnar smash. Harvey Weinstein, no. Overconfident.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're jumping in, we spoke about this in the beginning. Conor McGregor was arrested, and he smashed some guy's phone outside of a club at 5 a.m. Seems to be fine.
You can't
BetDSI.
stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
For the main event, bet on Jorge. He will knock out the 2 babies out of wedlock British trash. In the co-main event, bet on Gunnar to choke out that British coon. Blacks celebrated the murder of a white woman by a black man as revenge.
What the fuck?
That's hate.
All right, thank you, BetDSI. I appreciate that. Wow, look at BetDSI.
You know what I was just thinking?
Yeah, what?
Darren Till did take a little bit of a hugging by Tyron Woodley in his last fight, and now he's the main event of.
Well, listen, he's their boy,
card.
And it's in London again. Like it's in his
weird,
backyard
right?
again. Yeah, listen, this is the UFC. This is your boy, Darren Till.
I know,
but they're sucking him off.
It's still a little weird.
Listen, there's a stable of young men, young women that the UFC are going to push in front of the line. It started with Conor, and it's trickled down to these other fighters now. We're seeing it all the time. This is the UFC we're watching. Whether you like it or hate it, you're gonna have to deal with it. Jorge Masvidal is a plus 213, and now Real Real's not the only one that said that Masvidal is going to win this fight. I don't think it's a good bet, but at a plus 213, I mean, why not go for it, right? I mean, you got some money you could make over there, so maybe throw some money on that. That is not a mystical pick for me. I really believe that Darren Till will run over Masvidal. If you go back to the fight with Masvidal and Wonderboy, no MMA math here. All I'm saying is, watching that fight, Masvidal was just outclassed by Wonderboy. Darren Till can trade. He can trade, and he gave Wonderboy a run for his money. He won. I don't think he won that fight, but he did win. And I feel he's going to piece up Jorge. What do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting fight, and I know some people think that Masvidal is going to get completely run over in this fight. Maybe they're right, but I honestly think that Till's going to give him a little bit of a run for his money. Let
me know in the chat, who do you have, Darren Till or Jorge Masvidal? Let us know in the chat right now.
Two Joint says Moss is on Team Connor. Joshua Buckles, mismatch. Yes, Ray Lop, potato. Kainoto 74 says Connor ran out of midget bums to beat up, so now he's pounding Galaxy phones. Yes, Colby Williams, Till is not huge in London, only in Liverpool.
Okay.
Boss Kogar says Till. Nathan Spratt, Till. Kevin Costa, I want Masvidal. Colby Williams says Masvidal going to go back to those Kimbo Slice days.
If I would be, honestly, Masvidal, listen, he can, what he did to Cowboy Cerrone, kind of did the same thing that Till did to Cowboy Cerrone. Masvidal, I mean, he's tough as nails. New MMA over here. Look at this bunch of MMA holes.
Ryan is chilling.
What's up, Ryan? But the size is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem in this fight. I'm telling you right now, it is going to be an absolute problem. Do you think Masvidal might try to take it to the ground? On Till. We've seen, Till is troubled on the ground. Do you think he's going to try to bring it down?
For all we know, I mean, he could have been working on it.
All right. I think that's the only way Masvidal has a shot. I mean, on the feet, I feel Till is just going to light him up. Anyway, let's get to the next story over here on the MMAHoles.com.
All right. According to MMA Mania, Ben Askren is here with a very important announcement. The late George Carlin, widely regarded as one of the greatest comedians of all time, stopped his entire set while being recorded for an HBO special to read an important announcement from the National Pancake Institute. It was reminded of that bit when Ben Askren decided to get his UFC London troll campaign underway this week, courtesy of his ever-growing Twitter account. Funky, who can be assured to you is no Carlin, had nothing important to say. He just wanted to remind everyone that, yes, Jorge Masvidal sucks too. He said on Twitter...
This guy's something else.
He said on Twitter, quote, I know I've been picking on Darren Till a lot, I think he meant, but... Masvidal, I think you suck too. Best of luck Saturday, guys.
He went back. Do we have the story with Danis too? He's been going back and forth with Dillon Danis. This guy, he's something else. He really is. He keeps his name out there. He's funny. Some people don't like his shtick, and there are times where I'm like, okay, enough's enough. But I got to give it to him. The man is always in the news. When it comes to grappling, the guy is legit. Can he throw? That's a different story. Let's see if Jesse has the story. Him and Dillon Danis going back and forth. Dillon Danis was saying that he will pay $1 million. He'll throw $1 million in there to fight Ben Askren. And everyone's like, where the fuck are you going to get $1 million from? Unless he's going to borrow it from McGregor, maybe? I don't know. Maybe that's the deal. But Dillon Danis, man. And he's like, I'm 1-0, and he's talking his shit. And he was on Ariel's show today. I'm just watching this kid. I'm like, does he believe what he's saying? Like, everything that's coming out of his mouth, what's going on here? It's bizarre. Anyway, you got the story?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to the MMAHoles.com. Let's talk about the controversial, in air quotes, Dillon Danis.
All right. According to Bloody Elbow, Dillon Danis gets the next Bellator fight booking and is promptly trolled by Ben Askren. BJJ standout and Conor McGregor teammate Dillon Danis will be making his return to MMA in May. Danis announced today on the MMA show on ESPN that he will be competing in a 175-pound catchweight fight against Max Humphrey, who's 3-2, on Bellator 221 card on May 11th. Danis, who is 1-0, made his MMA debut last year, picking up a first-round submission victory at Bellator 198. Danis got 7 months and his term may be up on May 6th for the UFC 229 post-fight melee, 5 days before his scheduled bout. News gets around fast, though, and frequent Danis basher and former Bellator champ Ben Askren couldn't resist taking to social media to take a shot at the brash 25-year-old. Of course, he had to include his notorious buddy in the tweet, too. Ben Askren tweeted, quote, "Yo, the notorious MMA, have you stopped the weekly payments to your BJJ coach, secret lover Dillon Danis? He is getting pretty desperate for attention." Bellator 221 goes down in the Allstate Arena in Chicago and will be headlined by a super fight between Bellator lightweight champ Michael Chandler and featherweight champ Patricio Freire.
All right, so let me know in the chat, is Dillon Danis the real deal? Like, some people believe in him. They believe. Now, Conor says the guy's the real deal. I don't know what that really means, but Conor does train with him a lot. He believes in Dillon Danis. I don't know yet. I mean, the guy, he's really good at jiu-jitsu. You can tell the guy can compete there. His last fight was impressive, but Bellator, I mean, who did he really fight? We'll see. We'll see. It's to be determined. Is he as good as he's pushing himself out there to be? No, I don't see that, but you never know. He's trying to keep his name out there. He's trying to be relevant. So, all right, in this world that we live in, and he's trying to be the first one to cross Bellator and UFC with this whole Askren bullshit. Who knows? Anything is possible now in this era, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to money fights, anything is possible. So Dillon Danis might be hand-fed fighters and then might just fall into a situation where he can be in a Conor-like situation. I don't fucking know.
If he keeps his name attached to Conor in some way, if he finds a way to continue doing that, I think he'll have no problem growing in his career. But something about him tells me that he's not going to stay very relevant if he can't find names to attach himself to.
Yeah, I'm not buying into the whole Danis train. I'm not buying into it, but it is what it is. Listen, you got him, you got Lobov, you got Gallagher. You have all these people that are basically just kind of holding on to Conor's, coat. Just like, let's go, Conor, drag me over the finish line. They're all trying to make their own identity, but they all are literally copying this man over here. Like, I mean, it's all the same bullshit regurgitated over and over again, which makes more people hate Conor, right? If you think about it, because look what he's spawned, I don't fucking know anymore. It's ridiculous. The whole situation with Danis is ridiculous. We'll see what happens. Let's see what the chat says.
Danis had good fighter reaction when Khabib attacked him, says Sean Hart. Drunk Savage says, Dillon Danis, no, he doesn't fight for the UFC. Or does Dillon Danis? No, he doesn't fight for the UFC. Sorry.
I don't think he does. I think he's confused.
Best Ever says, Danis, just a young guy trying to make money. Lay off the lad. Two Joint says, Bill Cosby's lawyers couldn't save this show. Jews have the smartest sperm, says Vigo. You a Jew? Diogo Kuiper says, come on, Conor. Sean Hart, Drunk Savage, good point. Colby Williams says, Overeem keeps getting knocked out. I don't know if I would consider him as taking loss as well.
Overeem, another one that's bouncing back, and we don't know what to expect from him. I don't know. We got a lot of interesting topics, and on the Wednesday show, we go a little bit longer. Hopefully tonight, someone will save the show because there are so many stories, and Conor, and maybe we can open up the phone lines. Great stuff. But I just want to stop the show real quick right now and say, with 200 people watching, we have a beautiful audience tonight, Jess.
Yeah.
Look, just take a look at them. It's a beautiful bunch. You see them?
Yeah.
All of them. Drop the eggplants in the chat if you're a beautiful soul. Right over here in this chat room. It's an amazing room that we have tonight. Thank you for joining us. Let me know when you found the show. Was it tonight? Did you find us this weekend? Are you an OG? Let me know in the chat when you found the MMA Holes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Let's get to this fight over here, Jesse.
All right. Alexander Gustafson versus Anthony Smith match set for UFC Fight Night, according to the Bleacher Reports. UFC light heavyweight champion John Jones' last two opponents will now enter the octagon against each other. Per Brett Okamoto of ESPN, Alexander Gustafson and Anthony Smith will face off on UFC Fight Night in Stockholm on June 1st. Gustafson lost via third-round knockout to Jones at the UFC 232 on December 29th for the vacant UFC light heavyweight belt. Smith fell to Jones via unanimous decision at UFC 235 on March 2nd in the champion's most recent title defense. The two fighters have never met in the octagon. The light heavyweight bout will be UFC Fight Night's main event.
All right. Anthony Smith versus Gustafson. I was in our private Discord. Shout out to the patrons out there. We were talking about this, and David Ambrose was saying that who do I pick in this fight? And I'm pretty confident in this one. Now, if Gustafson is an underdog, which I don't think he's going to be, but if he is, I am 100% putting money on BetDSI with this fight. I love Gus in this fight. I really do.
Really?
Anthony Smith is on a nice little rise. He's a nice story. He's a good kid. But against Gustafson, I feel he's outmatched. I really do.
No!
All right, Jesse, what do you say?
Here's the thing. I know Anthony Smith lost to Jon Jones in the last fight. All right? And it was to be expected. But a lot of people didn't think that Anthony Smith was going to go the distance. And I fucking thought the guy was going to go the distance. And he did. He did. So, you know what? I have my money on Smith. I think Smith genuinely has potential.
I think, are you saying that Smith has been in the UFC for a while.
Oh,
this guy has a lot of fights under his belt. But he's a middleweight. He's a middleweight.
So?
This dude, I'm telling you right now, now we're talking big boys, right? I feel like we can't base this off of Jon Jones.
Daniel Cormier at light heavyweight compared to Daniel Cormier at heavyweight.
That Daniel Cormier is an Olympic wrestler. Daniel Cormier is a freak of nature.
That's not my point. My point is some fighters are just better at a heavier weight.
He looks good. Kelvin Gastelum looks good moving up. You know, went from welterweight and moved up. Looks good. I don't think Anthony Smith. Now, if Anthony Smith was younger and moved up, maybe. But he's getting a little, you know, how old is Anthony Smith? I'm actually curious. How old is he?
I don't know.
I don't. Listen, he's a great story, but I feel like people are just drinking the Kool-Aid right now. Like, Jon Jones humiliated him. You push that aside, Alexander Gustafson is going to humiliate him too. It's just a fact. I mean, if Gus loses this fight, which, I mean, anyone has a chance when they step in the cage, right? And we've seen Gus get knocked out by Rumble. His head got knocked clear off of his body. Jon submitted him, but Jon Jones is on another level. But everyone else that Gus has fought, I mean, everything shows me that Gus has all the tools to take out Anthony Smith. That's just my opinion. We're split over here. Let's see what the chat says about this whole situation.
Greg Goodway says, say some dumb shit, I'll come slap the shit out of you.
Whoa!
Two Joints says, something's not right here, boss. Antonio Torres says, Smith, heart of a lion, he's gonna win this fight. Don't forget Showtime versus Wonderboy next week. It's Colby Williams. Stelio2 says, being slapped is one of the few things in life I get joy from. K2K9 says, it's hard to compare anyone to Jon Jones. Jones made Cormier cry. He beat him like a runaway slave.
I can't argue it. I can't.
Legend Steelers fan says, Jon Jones should move up to heavyweight and fight Junior Dos Santos. Boss Kogar says, 2 Joints, yeah, dude, the real JG wouldn't be dumb enough to ask for a live stream. So I want to go back to, who said that about, can you scroll up real quick? I'm sorry. Just a tiny bit. Okay, Legend Steelers fan says, Jon Jones should move up to heavyweight. I wanted to bring up, Anthony Johnson said that if Jon Jones were to go up to heavyweight, that he'd be willing to call Jones out. But Jones said that it's a good thing Johnson wasn't fighting anymore because he probably would have lost to Johnson. So that's interesting to me. That if Jon Jones went up to heavyweight, Anthony Johnson would come out and come back in and be like, hey,
I would love to see Rumble Jones. At heavyweight, I'd love to see that. Yeah. 100%. That's interesting. Until Jones loses, then I'm going to pick against Jones. I'm going to ride the Jones train unless he fights one of the big boys. Like, some people are throwing out there Ngannou versus Jones, which is fascinating to me.
That's a good fight.
Fascinating to me. Yeah. Like, that's one I'm like, let me think about that. But a Jones moving up against Rumble at heavyweight. Rumble's got big hands, but he's been out of the game for a while. I still got to go Jones. I still got to go Bones in that one.
Have you seen Rumble? He looks like he ate DC.
Rumble, you know what? He does look a little chunky. You know, I mean, he looks, he's jacked, but he's a chunky like jacked. DC. That's funny. We will do, I'll tell you what, if we get a nice donation for Save the Show, we will do call-ins. Because I do want to touch base on this again with the Conor situation. If you're jumping in, Jesse, just tell the people that are jumping in right now the story real quick with Conor.
Conor McGregor has been arrested for felony robbery and other criminal charges. I can't remember all of them. Anyways, $12,500 bail. He was arrested because he was walking out of a nightclub and a fan was walking out at the same time, picked up his phone to take a picture of Conor. Conor ended up slamming the phone out of the fan's hand and stomping on it. The phone was worth up to $1,000 in value. And Conor now has to pay for the phone, and I I don't know, his bail and charges and stuff.
Yeah, we spoke about it for a good 30 minutes in the beginning of the show. If someone saves the show, we'll go even longer with that topic because it is interesting. All right, let's get another story in, and then we will play the Save the Show game.
All right. According to MMA Fighting, Bigfoot Silva's daughter is set to make an amateur MMA debut in Florida.
You ready to see this?
And
where is she? Oh, here she is.
Anne Ribeiro, I think is how you pronounce her name, has martial arts running through her veins. Born in 1999, the first daughter of former UFC heavyweight title challenger Antonio Bigfoot Silva.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Jessica G jumping in.
Can you give link to fights, please? Wu-Tang. When you throw real off a building, an angel gets its wings. How can I save the show? First time donor. Twitter sucks. Conor McGregor is the ultimate warrior of MMA. Cats suck.
Well, that's a loaded donation right there. A lot of stuff.
In order to save the show.
You ready, Jesse? You ready? Well, let's do it. Let's do it. How do you save it?
Within the next 5 minutes, as this clock counts down right here, you donate to this show using the link in the description below for Streamlabs or through Super Chat. Whatever the denomination of your donation, so say you donate $30, it's 30 extra minutes. Every dollar is 1 minute. Make sure you say Save the Show inside the donation so we know that is our Save the Show denomination.
Someone saved the show. We got 4 minutes and 35 seconds left. Make sure you check us out on Podbean and iTunes, completely free over there, the audio versions of the show. You can listen to us. We'll be live again on this channel on Wednesday night, and we'll be reacting to UFC London on Saturday. Someone save the show. All right, let's talk about this shit over here, right. Bigfoot.
Born in 1999, first daughter of former UFC heavyweight title challenger Antonio Bigfoot Silva has been breathing combat sports since she first learned how to walk. At age 6, Ribeiro flew with her parents to England to watch Bigfoot win his MMA debut in just 74 seconds.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Kevin. What do we got? Done. Oh,
back
there we go.
in.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck was that? I'm like, we're done. No. All right, we're back on live. Apologies for that. Kevin's donation came in and shut down the show. Everything is clear. Just refresh. We're back in business. Jesus Christ.
Right, refresh the chat.
Kevin's donation destroyed the show. All right, anyway. Let's get back into the story over here. We only have 3 minutes left, Jesse. Yes. Only 3 minutes left in Save the Show. Someone come in with a donation and save that shite.
All right. Ribeiro has competed in many sports throughout her life, from swimming to gymnastics to volleyball, but eventually returned back to the gym to train jiu-jitsu. When she turned 17, Ribeiro decided it was time to take another step forward. She said, quote, "I've always had MMA in my life. I've always followed my dad's career with the daily routine of an athlete. I was always inside the gym watching training sessions, so I was always interested in the sport. It was kind of natural for me. No one forced me into doing MMA. I tried other sports, but nothing compared to martial arts. I reconnected to jiu-jitsu and then started training other arts, and I said to my dad, I wanted to do this."
Colby! We got Colby Covington! Jessica J! Jessica's saving the show.
Save the show. Again. Throw a real off a building. Aim for the big Tijuana shit stain on the ground that looks like Kevin from Chicago.
Oh my God, we're going 7 more minutes. If anyone wants to add some more minutes onto the clock, we're going 7 extra minutes. Thank you, Jessica J and Kevin from Chicago. Wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful. All right, so this girl over here, Bigfoot's daughter. Poor girl looks like Bigfoot, Jesse. Oh boy, she looks like Bigfoot, just smaller. Oh shit, another donation. Harvey Weinstein with the turn. Yeah. Hey, I can see your underwear. Put your boobies in the air. Flapping like I just don't care. Can I lick your pubic hair? Snap a picture, time to share. Took my meat vision impaired. Filthy mind, I need a prayer. Pervert cameraman, be pervert cameraman. Show them tits. Pervert cameraman. $10 tip. Pervert cameraman. Yanni Celeste. Pervert cameraman. Show them breasts. Boobies. That's another 10.
I just won big money at the casino tonight.
Nice.
But I also just saved money on my car insurance. Saved the show.
Yes, we're going 17 more minutes tonight. Wonderful, wonderful. Whoops.
Wonderful.
There we go. Thank you to the donations tonight. Appreciate the generosity. 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes.
I've got fucking
20 likes, 20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes, 20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
All right. So there we go. With 10 seconds left on the Save the Show clock, we're going to go 17 more minutes. And that is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
We'll open up the phone lines. We'll talk about McNugget. And there we go.
Beep, 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 beep.
Dinner's done. All right. 17 minutes onto the clock. Let's open up those phone lines, Jesse. I want to talk to the peeps. I want the people to speak to us, Jess. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You
I feel you.
You feel me?
I feel you.
All right, I'm just going to leave it like, I'm not even going to fix the graphic. I'm just going to put it like that. I don't care.
Okay.
All right, let's open up the phone lines. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about this man over here, Conor McGregor in trouble.
Yes.
We're going to get your voices heard tonight on the MMA Holes. Jesse, you ready to hear the voices?
I'm ready to hear the voices.
Do you
the
usually?
angelic voices of the MMA holes.
All right, let's open up them phone lines.
Even Kevin. Because I'm a nice person.
Now, how is this call going to go? If Kevin calls in, the king of the calls.
I'm going to be like,
friendly?
listen, I'm going to be like, Kevin, you good? We good? Everything's good?
What's the rules for Kevin's call tonight?
No rules.
No? You're going to let him go?
If Kevin's good, I'm good.
All right.
I already said to Kevin, I was practically licking his ass on the second channel. So I said he brings value. I just thought he should stop talking so much.
Here we go. 516-522-0267 is the number. Kevin.
Oh, wait, I got it.
All right.
Kevin from Chicago, you're live with the MMA Holes. How you doing today?
This is King of the Calls, coming from Chicago.
How you doing, Kevin?
Pretty good.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. I just
Good.
got to get my points, educate you guys. You're a little bit casual. You really never competed in any type of martial arts in your life. You really don't
True.
shit about the sport. You're just a bunch of casuals, Conor McGregor, dick rider. So I'm here to educate you guys a little
True.
bit.
Very
I was
true.
a state champion wrestler. You know, I know the sport in and out. I've trained it multiple times. Well, we'll leave that for another day. What I want to talk about is Dillon Danis.
Okay.
He said he wants to fight Ben Askren, and he actually has a chance to beat Ben Askren because Ben Askren is typically a ground fighter, and Danis likes to scoot around on his ass and search for heel hooks, stuff like that. He may pull a horseshoe out of his ass and catch Ben Askren in some lucky heel hook. I highly doubt it, but he could happen. But first, you got to prove yourself. Put up against a wrestler that can stuff his shots and has heavy hands. People like Askren have fought, like a Limo, who can stuff takedowns and knock people out. Prove yourself against someone like that. You may be able to submit Ben Askren, but you're not going to stop some wrestler with heavy hands. You're going to get knocked out badly. So Dillon Danis needs to just shut his mouth and know his place. Other than that, Conor McGregor, are you still on the McGregor hype train? You still think you're still like his favorite fighter and whatnot?
Here's the deal with
You got
McGregor.
to let it go. You got to let the McGregor fan go. He's a piece of shit.
Okay, I'm going to let you make your point. Go ahead, make your point here, and then I'm going to crush it when you're done. Go ahead.
Yeah, McGregor's a piece of shit. He sucks. I can't wait for him to get knocked out cold, starched. It's happening. His time's coming.
Okay.
Maybe it happened against Cowboy. It might happen against Tony Ferguson. His time is coming, definitely.
Okay. Is that it? All right, that's it. Kevin from Chicago coming in. Now, all right, here's the thing with McGregor. If you look at who McGregor fought, right? If you look at who he fought, he beat Aldo in 13 fucking seconds, right? Then the whole situation with Nate Diaz, he fought him at 170. He didn't even have to take that fight, and he got choked out. He was like, fuck it, I'm going to save the show. 196. I was there. I was in the building. I was trying to sell the tickets.
You
Donation.
can't stop the Siberian Express.
Oh,
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
it's Kevin from Chicago again.
Why you don't know nothing? Why I wrestle? Why I train the UFC? Why I'm not insecure? Why you're casual?
Where?
There we go. Thank you, Kevin from Chicago.
Oh,
He beat Eddie Alvarez. Became double champion. A lot of people were picking Eddie Alvarez. The wrestling of Eddie Alvarez. Well, that was not existent. Eddie Alvarez gets knocked the fuck out. Conor was never knocked out. And if it wasn't for that fight with Nate Diaz, Jessica J.
Can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Save the show. While we're at it, can Kevin from Chicago stop talking throughout his notes? He's a fucking adult. My kid stopped doing that at the age of 7.
Oh my God.
There you go, Jessica G. All right, we'll add another 2 on there. Why the fuck not? Thank you. All right, well, let's put we'll put 15 on because it was late. There we go. Put 15 on the clock. Thank you very much, Jessica, and everyone that's donated tonight. Here's the deal. Look who he lost to. I mean, the Khabib is 20. What is he? 28? No, he's 27-0 now, right? Or is he 28-0? I can't remember anymore. I think he's 28-0. He lost to Khabib and he lost to Nate on short rest. He came back and he not short rest. He the fill-in fight at 170, the circus thing. He had nothing to lose in my mind over there. He lost to Floyd Mayweather, the greatest boxer of all time. Stop it, guys. Please. Here's the deal with Conor McGregor, all right? I don't think he's done yet. The only one that could beat him right now is himself and maybe Khabib. Khabib probably has his number. Tony Ferguson, maybe Tony Ferguson as well. Okay, that's it. He beats Al. I like Al. He came on the show. Good guy, Al. But I think he beats Al Quinta. I think he beats Cowboy if that fight was going to happen. Nate Diaz trilogy. He wins in the trilogy. Who else we got over there with Conor? I think he loses to Ferguson. I think he loses to Khabib. Is he the greatest of all time? No. But I've said this before. With Conor McGregor, it's the whole package. It's not completely about what he's done in the cage. It is the whole package and how he marketed himself. He literally changed the game. For good or for bad, he literally changed the game. So take what you may from Conor McGregor. What do you think about that?
I have no opinion. I've never been the biggest Conor dick rider, but I do like him. You know, I think he needs to clean up his act a lot, and it's extremely disappointing to see a fighter that you appreciate do stupid shit like that because you kind of lose respect for them.
Wait, hold on a second, Jesse. I hate to do this, but your after show, I mean, you were all over Conor when you got into the sport. Him in the beginning. Conor got you into the sport.
Yeah,
right?
100%. Yeah.
And actually, kind of like what's it called? In the Jeremiah White, Conor didn't get him into the sport, but he said he was a Conor fan too. There's a lot of Conor fans.
Okay, let me rephrase it so that I don't put my foot in my mouth. I'm not as much of a Conor dick rider anymore.
Yeah.
My thought pattern has changed when it comes to Conor. So yes, in the very beginning, I loved Conor. He is what got me to like MMA a lot. So, I would have my answer would have probably been completely different in the very beginning. But right now, I'm not as much a fan.
Here's my question to you: do you get up for a Conor fight?
Probably. I probably would still, yeah.
And that is my question to the people that hate Conor McGregor. Anytime he's on a pay-per-view and he's the headlining fight over there, do you buy that pay-per-view? Do you get amped up just because you want to watch him lose? Whether you want to watch him win or lose, you run to the TV. You are in attendance. You don't skip on a Conor McGregor fight, whether you like him or hate him. That's why he's doing his job.
Yeah.
He's making you watch. Just like the Howard Stern thing, just like what we do over here. Like, whether you like us or you hate us, you still want to watch us. And that's what Conor McGregor is doing for the sport. Good or bad, it's what he's doing. It's what he's achieving. So that's why I appreciate what he's done. And you can all fuck off if you don't like that. All right, Jesse, let's take some more calls. 516-522-0267. Call us up. Conor McGregor in trouble smashing the phone on the floor.
I do have
being
some
a bad
more
boy.
news if you want to cover that until we get a call.
Well, we could do that. We sure could do that. All right, what else do we have in the news, Jesse?
Okay. So, according to MMAnews.com, Curtis Millender is calling out or shooting for Till and Wonderboy.
Curtis Millender.
Millender.
Who the fuck is that guy?
You are live with the MMA-Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
Hey, time to get off your couch and audition. How's it going, motherfuckers?
Harvey!
What's up?
Hey, how you doing, guys? Listen, I want to talk to you about Darren Till and Jorge Masvidal.
All right. Let's hear your thoughts.
All right. So I think here's how I'm looking at it. So, Darren Till looked really good. Well, I don't think he won that fight against Wonderboy. He weighed in that fight 173 pounds, but he looked massive. Then we fought Tyron. He weighed in at 169. He looked deflated. He looked terrible. He just couldn't throw a punch. And so if Darren Till actually makes weight, he doesn't perform well. That's what I'm getting at. So now here's the thing about Masvidal in his last fight against Wonderboy. Now, he did get outclassed. I think Wonderboy was a better fighter that night. During that camp, he trains down in Florida at ATT in Florida. And so he was evacuating his family during the hurricanes the whole time. So he had a bad camp. So he didn't perform up to his level, but, as Tyron said, Masvidal is the best natural boxer in the game in that division. So my thought is I'm putting my chips on Masvidal for that fight.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know, what do you think about that?
All right.
Masvidal.
Harvey, thanks for the call. That's interesting. Listen, if you're going to place a bet, right, the only way to do it is place it on the under. And he's a plus 213 according to BetDSI over here. So if you have an itch, if you have a feeling, put it on Jorge. Darren Till has had problems making weight before, so I get what he's saying over here. But I'm telling you right now, this is not a mystical one for me, unfortunately. I wish I could say a plus 213 Masvidal is a money bet, is something to go for. But if I'm not I think I saw Wonderboy versus Masvidal. That was 217. I think I was in the building for that. I can't remember. That's how great the fight was. It was horrific. I mean, it was Wonderboy just pieced him up. I don't see Jorge winning this fight, Jess. What do you think with this call?
Well, I am very heavy on Darren Till, so of course I'm going to say Darren Till, but I think Masvidal could give him a run for his money.
All right, let's know in the chat. Let us know, Jorge or Darren Till. Let's open up those phone lines again at 516-522-0267.
Oh, we should have done it in I got this.
516-522-0267.
It's good to see everyone in the chat tonight on this wonderful, the MMA-Holes Hour. We're here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we got another call. Jesse, take it.
Is this Kevin from Chicago again?
Nope.
Okay. You're live with the MMA Holes. What's on your mind?
What's going on? It's Terminator here.
No way! He's never called in before.
What's up, Terminator?
Hey, so I just want to talk about the Till Masvidal fight. I really hope Till wins because how boring would a call out by Ben Askren be with Masvidal? No one wants to see that fight. Am I right?
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I don't really care about that, but it could be a good one. That would be interesting to me because of the striking of Masvidal. I would be interested in that.
All right, thank you for your all
right.
Have a good night.
All right, get out of here. All right, Tominator, thank you for the call. I would be interested. Well, I would like to see Masvidal versus Askren. I wouldn't be opposed from that. If yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with that fight. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. What do you think about that fight?
I don't know.
You would want to see it?
I like Askren. I like him a lot, and I think that he's a draw for me. I don't know about other people, but for me personally, he's a huge draw. I would watch any one of his fights, but...
So, look what Damian Maia did to Masvidal, right? Damian Maia just kind of was hanging off of him, and it was tough to watch. But Masvidal was hanging in there, right? I think that Masvidal on the feet, he's nasty on the feet. Maybe Ben Askren can't get in on him. Robbie Lawler almost finished him. You know, maybe Masvidal has the stuff to put him away. I don't know. I'd probably still pick Askren in the fight, but I would like to see it. I wouldn't be opposed.
Maybe.
All right, 516-522-0267. Calls are good tonight. Let's get some more in there with 7 minutes left in the show. Jesse, talk about that story.
All right. One welterweight prospect is already taking aim at Stephen Thompson and Darren Till. Thompson and Till are both former UFC title contenders. Thompson,
Oh, we got another call, Jesse.
718.
It's Snarf. Don't say the number. Snarf.
I just said 718.
Yeah.
Hi, is this the MMA-Holes?
Yes, this is Snarf calling in. Oh my God, Snarf, how are you?
Good. You talking about MMA?
Yeah, we're talking about MMA. What's on your mind?
Who's gonna win the fight this weekend?
Who do you think's gonna win the fight?
By the way, this is V-neck on the phone.
It's V-neck.
How you doing, V-neck?
I love MMA.
Yeah.
I'm good, man. How's it going? I want to be live. Never been live.
This is the first time calling
live today.
Now, Mike, you used to actually be on the show. Now you're on the other end over here on the phones. How's it feel?
It's good. I'm representing the West Coast today. The OC, Orange County.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out. I'm good. I want to call in to say what's up.
Well, now I know you're a number one Wonderboy fan. I know you're the biggest Wonderboy fan in the whole world, and he's fighting Pettis. What do you think about that fight at 170?
I'm disappointed. I personally, I told you, Mr. Chris.
Yes.
I'm calling Mr. Chris tonight.
All right, thank you, Mr.
I
Gino.
told you. I think it was. Just me personally. I like Pettis. I like Wonderboy. Think it's a bad move. I think it's risky. Think it's I'm a Wonderboy guy. I want to see him move back to the top. I want him to be number one. I agree with the other Herb that called in a minute ago that Wonderboy won that fight. So I'm sad to see him drop down a couple of ranks. I think he's in a big risk. I think right now there's a good shot that there's a chance he can be knocked down.
Wow, so you're thinking Pettis could take him out?
I think there's a chance, yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, so that's interesting. Anything else on your mind?
No, I'm just gonna go to bed.
All right, good night. You gonna jerk off or what? You gonna rub one out?
Yeah, well, probably not play a jerk off. I mean, I'm watching you right now, so nothing better jerk off than to your face.
You got 5 minutes to let it out. All right, thanks for the call, Mike. There we go.
Bye.
V-neck. Look at that. V-neck's calling in. All right, 516-522-0267. I'm actually surprised that he's worried. I'm not worried. Wonderboy, I feel, is going to smoke Pettis. Pettis, you know, we haven't really seen him at 170, so you never know, but nah, I'm going Wonderboy. What do you got in that fight?
Yeah, I might have to go Wonderboy too. I think he's a little bit of a badass.
Yeah. All right, let's squeeze one more call in. 516-522-0267.
Sean Hart, the website's going well. It's going all right. It's almost done. We're almost there.
All right, here we go.
832, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what is on your mind, my friend?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? You're live.
Hello.
Yeah, you're live on the MMA Holes. How are you?
Oh, I am?
Yeah, you sure are.
No way.
What's going on? What's on your mind? What's your name?
Oh my god. My name is Hunter. Wait.
No, say what's your stage name?
Oh my gosh.
What's your social security? No. What is your name?
Oh my freaking.
Is this your first time ever calling in on the MMA Holes?
Oh my god.
All right, who is your favorite fighter? This is your time to tell the world.
My favorite fighter?
Yeah.
Used to be Conor, but now it's Khabib.
Ooh, Khabib
yes!
time.
Yes! Yes!
Khabib.
That's my boy.
Go ahead.
Khabib. Ever since Khabib won, I started watching Khabib a lot, and now I think Khabib is probably going to destroy anybody.
There you go.
Khabib versus, what is this?
I like you, kid.
Ferguson?
Yeah. Well, he's supposed to fight first.
Versus Ferguson.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 12.
12. Jesus. Do your parents know you watch this?
No.
You better tell them. You better bring it into the room and say, I called in the MMA Holes and I should not be watching this. I won't tell on you, but you gotta let them know. All right. Well, listen, buddy. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. And go Khabib.
All right.
There he is. Look at that.
He was so adorable.
Yeah, like 12 years old calling in. All right, one more call. 516-522-0267.
I hate
12.
it when kids call because I start to feel bad. Like I just want to.
Yeah, I couldn't bash him. He was a good kid.
They're so cute.
Anyway, what are you gonna do? All right, one more call. Who is the last call for tonight? The calls have been fantastic. They've been wonderful tonight. Let me know what you think about the situations. You got Conor McGregor with the cell phone situation, and here is the last call of the evening.
214, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's on your mind? And what's your name, by the way?
Hey, J Dummy. Howdy, folks.
Howdy.
What's Gus supposed to do after he wins against Anthony Smith? What's he supposed to do? Fight Jones again?
Good question.
That's a very good question. All right, thank you for the call. Gus, what is he supposed to do? Go ahead, Jess.
Why would he? I don't know if he would fight Jones again. Why would he fight Jones? I mean, he's already fought him twice.
You know what? It's a very good question. It is a very good question. We're gonna go to like here's what I say with this thing. I feel that John Jones has the Santos fight, right? And then he's gonna go up to heavyweight. The UFC is gonna throw him an absurd amount of money. He's gonna go up. He says he's no interest to go up anytime soon. So Gustafson still has a chance at that belt. If he beats Anthony Smith, he's fighting a guy that's currently ranked number 4. Yeah, I mean
that is an interesting question.
You got to let the fight happen first until you make that decision. But yeah, I mean, if you beat Anthony Smith, you got to give him another one. And he did say that he's going to see Bones again. Do the people want to see it again? I don't know.
If it would make sense. You know, like I mean, I'm sure that there could be argument for the first Gus versus Jones fight because it was a close fight. To some people, to myself, it was a close fight. Second fight, easy for Jones. I don't know if there's really call for a third fight.
Well, listen, guys and gals, we have a little bit of time left on the clock. Thank you for joining us tonight. The fight to look out for, Dominic Reyes versus Volkan Ozdemir this weekend. I love this fight. Dominic Reyes is a badass. Volkan Ozdemir needs to win in the worst way. Dominic Reyes is a big player. He is a big player. I think he's going to
surge up the rankings over here, and you're going to see his name up top very, very soon. Alexander Gustafson's going nowhere. But if Anthony Smith could knock him off, who knows? Do you really want to see another Anthony Smith-John Jones fight? Do you really want to see an Alexander Gustafson-John Jones fight?
I don't want to see Gus Jones again.
If Santos, well, Johnny Walker, another one coming up there. But if Santos, time's off the clock. Thank you, clock. If Santos beats John Jones, then you have a whole new can of worms here, a whole new situation. I don't think that's going to happen, honestly. Yeah. I think John Jones is going to stay where he's at. I think he's going to beat Santos, and then he's going to move to heavyweight. That's what I think. If he beats Santos and Gus wins again, you got a problem. You really have a problem. Maybe super fight. Maybe you throw something in there where they throw some sort of super fight together, or the DC rematch could be on the table. But that was a very good call. I don't think Gus sees Jones anytime soon, but he does deserve it if he beats Smith. You know, he does deserve it. All right, Jesse.
Yes.
What a show tonight.
What a show.
I mean, we've done it all, but we have to go. The time is up. The MMA-Holes Hour is over. Let me know in the comments section if you got some more thoughts on any of the topics tonight, the Conor situation, or the fights this weekend. We'll be live again on Wednesday. You can check out Jesse's channel in the description, not the MMA-Holes, the second MMA-Holes channel in the description. We just hit 1K over there. We're just soaring here on the MMA-Holes. Wonderful, wonderful, Jesse.
James Hinkle, I saw you were saying that you were trying to call and that your call couldn't go through. So here's the deal with just real quick for people who are new to first-time callers or whatever. Sometimes the call, it's difficult because so many people are calling at once, or if you don't call when the phone line's on, you know, like it's extremely difficult. So apologies for not being able to get your call tonight, but at some point you'll be able to get through 100%.
And I see Henry Soltis is at 9K at BetDSI. The numbers don't lie, friends. Go in the description if you want to play some bets. We have a promo code for your first deposit over there. Double your money. We're playing with bonus money right now. We won. We already won. So there's a link in the description. Go check it out for yourself. BetDSI got some interesting bets that you can make for this weekend's fights. Get them in. Let me know in the comments or in the chat. Who do you have? And we're out of here, Jesse.
All right. As always, don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-Hole.
Human. Concussion.
Fat.